Hello everyone, this is Menace Maverick. I've decided to make this video because I've noticed that the Siege community is growing, and a lot of newcomers to Siege don't understand a lot of the mechanics that go into the game. Now, these are things from knowing how and when to drone in game sense, to simply not understanding that you have to play OBJ. A lot of people come into Siege from CS:GO or Call of Duty, and they'll focus on getting kills. It's not all about kills in this game. It's all about tactics. Sometimes you have to play objective. So the first thing I recommend for anyone who's fresh onto Siege is try to play situations. I know that may seem boring to some, playing against a bunch of bots and not interacting with any players at all, but it helps you get familiar with the operators. And the base operators, some of them are actually pretty good. I personally like Thermite's 5 by 516 rifle. I think it's really great. Some people might not like it, but to each their own. So, another thing you can do is when you're new, try to play Terrorist Hunt. Start on normal, go up higher, and eventually, when you're playing realistic, you'll get a feel for how to get kills and, how to do those quick flicks you see people in, high silver, gold, plat, and diamond do. You'll learn how to do that. Now, also going to go over some of my game footage here. So, first thing you notice, I'm playing as a roamer. If you don't know what a roamer is, that's anyone who's a 3 speed on defense. I'm going to make other videos going more in depth about that and how to play anchors and how to play roamers. But for now, I'm just gonna do a introductory video and kind of go over a lot of general things in Siege. So let me just break down my playthrough here where I do make a bunch of mistakes, and I'm playing casual, so when I play casual I like to play a lot more loose than when I play ranked. So you're going to notice me making a ton of sloppy mistakes when I play casual, and that's perfectly fine if you already have some level of skill and you just want to have fun. So the first thing I do here is I see Fuse and then I try to run out on him, which is a huge error because I saw that drone. They knew where I was, so I should not have done that. Now I try to rectify it by using my silent step and running all the way around the map and then dropping down from courtyard. So I drop down and I managed to get the drop on Fuse. However, I make another grave error. If you can see on the top right there, there is that ping for Zofia. And instead of focusing on that, I go for the interrogation, which is just a bad mistake. Don't always get overzealous for kills. You can always get a kill. That's not an issue, especially in casual. Don't get overzealous. Now, here comes the droning phase. So when you're droning, you should obviously understand, where you're coming from on the map, where your drone is coming from, and where you want to go to. So once your teammates have kind of spotted where the enemies are huddled at, or someone scanned OBJ, it is unnecessary to go on site. You want to find out where your enemies are when you start the round. You want to save your drones. What I'm doing right now, this is a rookie mistake. What a lot of people do in ranked, I've noticed, when they're first starting out. Don't focus on scanning stuff. Don't focus on getting those points. Just try to save your drone, because when the match starts, you want to know where your enemies are. If there's a roamer like Cav hiding behind one of the ladders or hatches. So it definitely helps. Now, the next thing I'm going to talk about, sense. So you should always learn where the cameras are on maps, where you are, because you want to make good callouts. And if you already haven't picked up on it, I just got spotted by that camera because I'm so unfamiliar with this map, which is really bad because this is one of the ones in rank rotation. So I should know where all the cameras are on this map, but I unfortunately don't. So that's an irresponsible move on my part. Don't do what I did. Play custom matches, play terrorist hunt on these maps, really learn where everything is so you can make good callouts, which is one of the key foundations of the game. I also want to touch upon, if you get killed from somewhere or you spawn an enemy somewhere and you want to call him out and tell your allies where he is, you always want to learn where the map is. So now what you're seeing is why you should save your drones. See, Ella is doing a rookie mistake by being on camps as a roamer. A roamer shouldn't do that. You should be paying attention to any attackers coming in because there's an open ladder there and anyone can drop and attack you. So you should always keep your ears open, you know, ready to hear anyone running around or about to drop. So what I'm about to do here, you know, it's a rookie mistake. I don't know the layout of this map perfectly, and I think Ella's down there, but she's not. She's actually over there, and I remember her Grismot mine was there right next to her, so I realized she's in the corner. So I throw a stun there, and then I run up, and I get her, because she made 2 errors. First, she let herself stay there, and then 2, she just let me stun her after her Grismot went off. So another mistake I make here now is I take that drone and I start droning right in the open area of the courtyard. I should have either hid, dropped down ladder, or done something. See, now I've just ruined my entire team because I've gotten interrogated. So now Twitch and Ash are basically screwed because of my mistake. So if you know there's a cat, if you know there's a roamer, you shouldn't be making mistakes like that. So here's another mistake I'm gonna make, and you know, once again, this is casual. I'm not taking it seriously. I'm kind of just messing around, and you know, I really don't care what I do here. If someone drops, if someone does something, I play it safe. I really don't go aggressive, and I really don't play as I normally would do on ranked. So I'm already noticing, you know, Sledges is running up, and when he drops, I'm gonna fail to chase him. Now, I did this on accident. You know, I'm not going to pretend that I'm a perfect player because I'm not. I'm here to point out that, you know, everyone, even people that are, you know, silver and gold, which is the majority of Siege players, you know, are mid-silvers. And I'm going to make a video about, you know, ranking up and stuff like that later on. But right now, I'm just focusing on the basic mechanics of the game and, you know, how to play and simple mistakes that one might make when they're fresh on Siege. So I'm going to hesitate to chase Sledge here, and that's going to cost my team. You know, one or two of my teammates, I think, is going to die because of that Sledge, and that's because I failed to chase him. I heard him drop, but I did not chase him. So, you know, that's something that you cannot do. And so I ended up costing my team the victory here. I got another kill or 2 here, but I ended up dying. So I'm going to go over something now. The most important thing in this game, if you do not have good headphones, or if you can't afford the expensive headphones, you know, $80, $90, which is fine. Invest in a program for like 10, 15 bucks. There's Boom 3D, there's Dolby Atmos. You know, I'm not being sponsored by either one, but they are very good programs for people who need surround sound when they're playing, because it is important to hear the footsteps and where your enemies are in Siege. Now I'm going to go over some more gameplay footage of mine and some errors that the enemy team is making and errors that I'm going to make myself. Alright, so as I said, this is casual, so I'm doing things that I'm not normally going to do in ranked. So I'm going to go over the yellow stairs from the spiral stairs with Jackal, and I'm not going to drone things out. I am Jackal, I know I could see footprints, but once again, it is very unwise to just rappel down and just try to go through without scanning, without droning in. You know, because there could be a roamer or someone waiting right around the corner. Even Echo could be sitting in, you know, the console office just waiting for someone. So it's very unwise for me to have done that. But now, you see, the enemies have made a lot of unwise decisions because you don't have anyone far from OBJ. They're all kind of packed right on site. When you're playing defense, and I'm going to go over this in another video, but don't pack onto site, you know, because then that stuff will happen, where your enemies are just going to swarm you. Now, I also do a huge mistake there. You know, I kept Jackal's eye on, and you should not be doing that, you know. It's unnecessary. Once you're, you know, close to ending it, you shouldn't have it on. And another thing I do here is That right there was a rookie mistake, and I'm just doing it because once again I'm playing casual, so I just like to play loose and do a lot of dumb things. And on the bottom right, you see the toxicity of Siege. Gotta love that. So I'm gonna show you other mistakes that the enemy team's gonna make right now. So a lot of people are going to rush visa office. It's a very common thing, especially in casual. Everyone wants to just rush. And if you're trying to get better, that's something you want to get rid of. Don't just start rushing. Try to drone out. Try to learn where the enemies might be staying at. So once I see the smoke, I already realize there's a glass there. I'm going to move a little bit to the left because I don't want him to kill me. And now I'm just going to wait. I throw my impacts there. Accidentally get a team gadget. So I notice that they down Echo. And what I do is I use them as bait. And I get both Lion and Thermite. Because once again, they made rookie mistakes. So you'll notice instead of reloading, I switched to my pistol. That's something you need to get used to in Siege. Switching to your secondary because secondaries are useful. And you'll see that Glaz is now trying to firefight me in a close range. And now here's where I make a mistake. I don't pay attention to that door. Glaz peeks in, gets me. So, if you know where your enemy is and they're going to get you, either try to hide. I should have hid in that little corner there right by the door instead of going prone because Glaz would have peeked me, and he did. So once I die, you'll notice I'm on cams, I'm scanning, and usually this is the best time also to give callouts. You don't want to scan, and that's important because you want to let your teammates know. And the most important thing about Siege is giving callouts, letting your teammates know where your enemies are. Once again, it's tactics and teamwork in Siege. That's the biggest thing. If you don't have tactics and teamwork, then you're going to end up being a cop or 4 player, and you're just going to get picked off early into the round, and that's not fun. So learn how to make callouts, guys. Learn the maps. Do your due diligence. So guys, notice I did the same mistake. I'm not droning in. I'm not looking at where the enemies are. I just hit my Lion drone and I'm rushing. This is something you should not do. This is ill-advised. I'm just playing for fun. But do not do this when you play casual or ranked, especially if you want to get better. Just don't rush. It's seriously one of the biggest issues a lot of people have when they start playing. They think, oh, if I rush and I just focus on getting kills, I'll do good. I'm just playing around here for fun. I get Ella, and then I see Alibi there, and I start shooting her, but I make a mistake, and obviously she's going to have her prismas there, and I'm going to end up getting killed by her because she's going to get the drop on me to that wall right there. So you'll notice I'm playing a 3 armor 1 speed, or as one would call an anchor on defense. Now normally people will stay on site or by site with an anchor, but I'm roaming because once again, first of all, this is casual and I'm having fun, and second of all, Doc, despite being a 3 armor 1 speed, is actually very good at roaming because he has a great gun with moderate recoil and he can heal himself. So as far as roaming goes with Doc and other bulky characters that might be great anchors, they're also pretty good roamers. Now, after the nerf they gave him and reducing the MP5 damage, he's kind of iffy to play with, but you notice I hear their footsteps and I see that they're coming in. So I get Habana and she gets down and I kind of wait to see if there's anyone else here first. And then once I see there's no one, I go in for the kill. And that's a rookie mistake a lot of people make. They'll just start rushing. That's the reason why you don't rush. Because if someone's roaming or someone has an angle from a certain doorway or window inside the building, you're gonna get hit. So just play it safe. Don't rush. Drone things out. Take your time. So overall, the biggest things to do when you first start, I'm going to go over, get some game sense. Game sense is the easiest thing to get by playing situations, as I said, and terrorist hunt. Learning when to drone, how to drone. You have to realize these things, otherwise you're going to get clipped off within seconds of coming into the building, or you might get spawn peeked. That's another big thing in the game. I'm going to go over that in future videos. When you first spawn, a lot of people are going to know where people spawn or people like to spawn, and they're going to hold an angle through a soft wall or a window, and they're just going to get you right after you spawn, so you have to be careful. The next thing following game science and knowing spawn peaks is, guys, you've got to learn the maps. You've got to learn the maps. You have to play custom games and just run around, learn what certain sites are called, what certain exits are called, certain spawn points are called. You have to know how to make callouts and understand when
You
other
found a
people
bomb.
make
Make your
callouts
way to
where
its
to look.
location and defuse it.
And the next thing to focus on is, guys, play new characters. Try new characters, try different attachments on different guns. You might like an ACOG on one gun and then a reflex sight in the other, or a holographic sight on
Watch
one.
out, there
You
are two
don't
of
know
them
until you
nearby.
try
They're gonna
different
defuse
things.
it.
The go-to for many weapons, though, is the ACOG. You'll see
Frost and
a lot of people are going
I
to give you
think it's Ruby.
hell for not using the ACOG in certain guns, but it's fine as long as you are efficient and good with whatever sight you use. That's it for this video, guys. I'm going to release future videos going in depth with attacking, defending, roaming, and anchoring, etc., etc., hard breaches, soft breaches, all of that, and how to play certain operators. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Feel free to ask me questions in the comments. I will do my best to respond, and look out for future videos.